Hello everyone, my name is Ali Reza. I am 25 years old, born on January 1st, 1996 into an ordinary family in Jawhari, Ghazni of Afghanistan. It was a life born in the flame of war, where the fear and danger stalked me for many years. The reason my family belonged to the Hazara ethnic group, which in Afghanistan made us a target for persecution and brutality. Hazaras are the third minority group in Afghanistan and the subject to the systematic attempts at ethnic cleansing, which forced me to leave the country and finally ended up in the detention center in Indonesia on October 2014. The limbo that I started the new chapter of my life inside was unpredictable, but the only thing that I was sure of was that I was safe from persecution and being killed. Despite all of that, I also had my hopes and dreams. My hope was to work hard and to achieve a positive future. I was very passionate about learning, reading, and writing. Living in this state of uncertainty for 3.5 years had its own challenges and difficulties. This ranged from getting terribly sick for 1 month, an illness that came from a crowded area where is high humidity and lack of adequate sunlight and clean atmosphere. We also had to contend with the poor medical care, lack of proper food and drinking water, the horrible treatment of security guards, interrupted by demonstrations, hunger strikes, and protests for our very basic human rights and freedom. But still, I never allowed myself to surrender my goal of helping others. I arrived in Indonesia country with no English skills, which caused me a lot of challenges and misunderstandings during my trip from Kabul, Afghanistan to Jakarta, Indonesia. By the time I reached to Indonesia, I realized that knowing English was one of the most important skills for my life and future. In spite of the tough and stressful situation that I was surrounded by, and due to the lack of proper educational methods and materials, I immersed myself in learning. Besides that, I started reading books and acquiring other social and local wisdom that could help me to adapt to the new pace of my life. I also did regular physical exercise to release my stress and read self-help and motivational books to help myself and my friends to stay positive in a very negative situation. I started helping my friends to learn English and speaking confidently alongside my own learning schedules and classes. After 2 years of working hard, I got the first place of public speaking among 250 immigrants and nearly 20 participants held by IAM. This honor gave me more inspiration and motivation to work even harder than before. By the end of 2017, I was running 5 classes, 40 students, and 5 days a week. Over 1.5 years, I helped nearly 100 immigrants to improve their English skills, as well as helping them to stay motivated and productive despite living in the limbo. Luckily, on early 2018, I was released from this detention center. I was transferred to the Tanjung Pinang Community House, where it is located in the Bintang Riau Island of Indonesia. Arriving at the community house where I still live was another opportunity for me to take one more step toward becoming better for myself and for my other fellow refugee friends. It has not been easy, since we are forbidden from receiving a formal education, from healthcare, from conducting work or business. We cannot drive or even venture outside the town limits. More importantly, we cannot settle in Indonesia. No matter how long we stay, we are like an unwanted guests in this country, which has never signed the 1951 UNHCR Convention. Since February 2018, I totally dedicated myself into learning and helping my fellow refugee friends from different backgrounds, from Somalia, Sudan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, to learn the language and other social and occupational skills. Well, it was not long after I started, I realized that the students had no motivation to learn. So based on my experience of education back in Balikpapan IDC and some additional research, I designed a brand new method designed to provide more fun, inspiring, and indirect approach to learning the language. The approach was super successful, and as of 2021, we graduated more than hundreds of immigrants from intermediate to the higher intermediate levels of English. And now these students are able to communicate their thoughts and interact in the global language confidently. I also helped to create a platform to inspire refugees for reading books, the books that are both eye-opening and inspiring. With my volunteer team, we attracted nearly 50 students in the program of reading book and discussed their thoughts in the group. Recently, I also take pride in being added as the lead contributor of the Northern Lights of Canada website, as a lead educator to the Northern Lights Distance Teaching and Initiative, which was created by a dear friend of mine, Stephen Watt, in Toronto. In this regard, I work closely with an amazing team consisting of my fellow refugee friends, kind and supportive volunteers from United States, Australia, and a dear friend of mine, Mrs. Heather Heath, who is working in this project. She is from Canada and has initiated this program in the purpose of helping and assisting refugees to learn English and obtain a general education diploma. I am excitingly looking forward to work with this amazing team, and especially my dear friends Stephen Watt and Mrs. Heather Heath, so that this project go amazingly well. Well, today I'm very happy that I shared my story with you and introduced myself. My hope and dream is to start again in a country where I can escape discrimination and injustice, a place where my voice be heard and not see any nightmare of threat and persecution. I think I could bring a lot of initiative and positive change to the country that gave me a chance. Well, Canada for me is a place where humanity is cherished and human rights are shared equally by every citizen, regardless of who they are and where they have come from. And I am sure in Canada it is possible, and by your help and kindness it can happen. Thank you very much.